Hi, Aisling here again. Did you know the number one contributing factor that causes people to quit their weight loss efforts is the scales? Yet the factor that leads to the most failures is the single most important measurement that everyone focuses on. I know in our clinics we weigh clients weekly, but after their weigh-in, I bet we spend a third of our time taking the emphasis off the scale in an effort to help clients deal with their negative reaction. We have said countless times that we would love to run our program without a scales and instead go by the improvements in our clients' behaviour, along with improvements in body measurements and how your clothes feel. Did you know that the scales is wrong every 2 out of 3 times you weigh yourself? Thankfully, through our ongoing consulting and reassurance, a great number of clients have learned to put the scales in its proper perspective. Think about how often it has happened to you that a week of perfect dieting and exercise has led to a weight gain on the scales. Your immediate reaction: anger, frustration, despair, and thoughts of quitting. On the other hand, I'm sure there were plenty of times where you deviated a few times and the scales went down. The lower scales weight would reinforce your negative behaviour. Therefore, your behaviour in either case is reinforced by an insensitive machine that didn't even ask whether you were wearing different clothes, having your menstrual cycle, when your last bowel movement was, whether you drank more or less water, or whether you performed exercise. Did you know that you can retain as much as 3 to 5 pounds of water in any given week? All of these things can affect your fluid levels, and keep in mind that 70% of your body is composed of water. I often describe it as the body has its own water cycle, similar to the tide in the ocean. The tide comes in and the tide goes out. When we step on the scales, we are basically measuring at what stage the tide is at. Remember, the more water you drink, the less you will retain. Another area where the scales affects most people is when they know that they have gained weight, for example after a holiday. They sometimes fear coming into the clinic because of what the scales will say. They feel guilty and worry what we might think about their weight gain. Again, over the years, we have told numerous clients that they do not have to worry about getting weighed and just come back to the clinic for a friendly, encouraging visit and some positive reassurance. They can get on the scales whenever they are ready. We always say the focus is not on the scales, it's on you. Stay positive. Talk soon.